Hey guys, once again we are back, and it is Thursday. It's 5:05. Just got out, as per usual. I'm gonna let this person pass, so I'm not getting in the way of them. But yeah, sorry about not uploading yesterday's video yesterday. There's gonna be a double upload today. So again, apologies. I'm not perfect, I'm human. I got back from, you'll see, but I got back from yesterday's concert after midnight, and I went straight to bed because I was pretty tired. So concert was really cool. Thanks for asking. What I forgot to mention was that one of the opener bands, it was the guitarist from Alice in Chains, which if you know, you know. But it was his band that he started, and so they were really cool, and they played a lot of Alice in Chains songs, which was kind of crazy to think about, or thinking back on it was kind of crazy to be there and experience. So that was really cool. And yet, I'm not gonna go too deep into, my week and me. I'm not gonna do that too much right now, but kind of a crazy week for concerts because I'm going back to the same venue to see another concert on Saturday. So I just think that's pretty exciting. I like concerts. And I guess if you're curious, the band that I'm seeing, actually with a couple buddies of mine from school, is Cage the Elephant. So it's very different from what Bush and, pretty much Alice in Chains was. But I like it. I'm a big music guy, and I like all different types of music. That's just me. I guess one last thing that I kind of want to mention, because I noticed it before we get into, I guess, the main things we're going to talk about today, is that I always get like a little bit of butterflies in my stomach before I make these. I'm still like not fully used to it, but I think it's pretty cool. I think it just means that I'm excited to make these videos, and I care a lot about them. So honestly, I kind of like the feeling of being a little nervous, if you will, and getting butterflies in my stomach for making these. I'm breaking my neck a little bit, but one more car. But yeah, so of course there's something that I want to say real quick and I forgot. But yeah, yesterday's video, kind of with the length of it, you'll see, since it's a double upload today, right? I haven't uploaded it yet, but it felt a little like a podcast with how long it was, and I think it just reinforced the idea and the vision that I had, if you watched the very first video, of eventually making a podcast one day. So we'll see what happens with that. I have high hopes. But yeah, I think unless I can all of a sudden remember that little thing I wanted to update you guys about, I think we're all good to go now. So this was going to be the original topic of yesterday's video, so I want to start with that today. So me, just being me, I like to wake up early and go to the gym before, or not go to the gym, but just exercise before I get to the office every day. That's just my thing that I like to do. So on this particular day, which was yesterday, I went to the gym in the morning, and I was driving to the gym, and I passed this guy on the road, and I never want to fully assume anything or jump to conclusions, but I passed this guy on the road, and I believe he was going off to work at very early in the morning, and he wasn't taking a car to get there. He was taking a scooter. And again, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but my I guess intuition or my instincts were telling me that he wasn't yet able to afford a car. And I noticed it because I kind of notice smaller things more often recently, but I saw it and I took a little note of it, and some ideas immediately started branching off just after seeing that. And I think really it's a very short story because it's over now, but I think that the very first thing to learn from that is to just, appreciate what you have. And I think it's pretty much just as simple as that. Just appreciate what you have, whether it be, this car, or a roof over your head, or clothes on your back, or hot water, or hot food, or clean water, or even just, things like the people in your life, or how much time you have left on this earth. I know it kind of got deep all of a sudden, but yeah, seeing that man on that scooter, what I think he was doing, which was going to work, it kind of just gave me a little self-check to keep being grateful and keep being appreciative of what you have, because not everyone has it. I think that we live in a big bubble here in the United States. If you couldn't tell, that was where I was from. That's where I am from, if you couldn't tell. But I think that we live in a very big bubble here, and we take a lot of things for granted. So, if you think you're having a bad day, just, remind yourself of all the good stuff that you overlook every day, because there's a lot more than you think. And going off of that, I guess is another thought that everyone always wants to be rich and be wealthy and be abundant in life, when really, for the reasons I just mentioned, people don't realize that they already are. Because I think a lot of people get confused that being rich and being wealthy and being abundant in life is all about just the number in your bank account, or maybe something else that I'm forgetting, but like material things or luxury items. They think that's what it means to be rich and wealthy and abundant, when really, at least for me, what I believe is that it's not about those things. If you were to ask me what I think being those three things are, rich, wealthy, and abundant, I think it's all about having freedom, and you can define that as you will. Having freedom, having time, and not being tied. It kind of goes with freedom, but this one way that someone worded it, that not having stuff own you. Because when you own, say, something that costs a lot of money to get, and you're all excited because now you own that thing, the question arises of, do you own that thing, or does that thing now own you? So I think that's something that a lot of people can chew on and to learn from. So that's why I spoke it to you guys. And I think what that all boils down to is, again, just appreciate things a lot more, and don't define being rich, wealthy, or abundant solely based off of money or luxury things or material things, because I think you'll find that it's not entirely worth it at the end of the day. It's not worth the price you pay, both like, you know, with money and time and effort and all that stuff that goes with it. It's just ultimately not worth it. There's a quote that this one guy said. He said, sorry, I'm fiddling with the AC here. He said that you can buy a Lamborghini and, you know, you're really happy about it and you're all excited, but then you have the Lamborghini and then, you know, 2 weeks later it feels just like you're driving a Toyota. So I don't want to get deep into this topic because I think you can go very far with it, and I think I might want to save that for another video. So I'm not going to go too deep into that. I'm kind of going to leave this there for you to think more on. Oh yeah, and now this reminds me of what I wanted to say to end the recap from yesterday's video. But so the video, you'll see, it ended up being very long, and that's because it was a very good topic of discussion. And when I finished recording, I was, you know, in the moment I was already, you know, happy with how it went, because you'll see. You just gotta kind of watch the video. Just it's long, but I think it's a very good video. So just kind of bite the bullet, soak an hour of your time, over an hour, and check it out, because I think it's really cool. But I finished the video and I was already very satisfied with it, and then I watched it back and I was even more satisfied with it. But even though I was so satisfied with it, it was such a good topic, and I felt like there's so much more that I could have said or expanded on, or a lot of stuff that I forgot in the moment, but I remembered watching back, and I wish I had mentioned. But you know, it'll always, like, I'm sure I can always circle back to all that stuff and mention it at one point or another, so I'm not too worried about it. But so yeah, that's what I gotta say going back. But now coming back to the present, I'm gonna leave that thought there about being appreciative of everything in your life, and I want to put an emphasis on everything, not just all the nice, shiny, sparkly things, material and luxury things, but everything. Again, from, say, your time, the people in your life, the amount of freedom you have, the clothes on your back, the roof over your head, the food in your house, the water and how it's clean, and you have hot water, and you have so much more than you really think. And yeah, so just keep that in mind, because a lot of people in this world, especially say in third world countries, they really don't have nearly close to anything that we have here. So just remember to be grateful and say thank you a lot more. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind moving forward. And I know that's something that I've been doing. Oh, there's almost an accident right in front of me. Yeah, so I think that wraps that thought up pretty well. I don't want to talk too much more about it, because I feel like I would start talking in circles. I feel like I got the point across. So we're gonna move on, because I also like this next topic to talk about. And again, to jump back to the very beginning, I just remembered something again. So 2 videos ago now, my plan was to be very I don't know, the word's not coming to my mind. but I wanted to go into 2 videos ago with like a very solid plan, so I could just transition from one thing to another, and not have to worry about running out of things to say. And it worked well, but I felt like it could have gone just like a little smoother and less taxing on myself throughout the day, because I was trying to, you know, put a lot of emphasis and force myself to remember stuff throughout the day and write stuff down and always kind of be thinking and distracted a little bit. So what I did in yesterday's video was the complete opposite, where if I had a really good thought, I would kind of hold on to it, but not like put too much effort into holding on to it. Just every little while, just remind myself of it, and then, you know, from there just pick one topic and then just totally free ball, like freestyle. Just really, if thoughts went through my head, just let them flow through. And yeah, so just go into yesterday's video with trying to have the most natural, just, I guess, thought process out loud, like verbal thought process as possible, and that worked out really well too. So what I want to do in this video that I'm in the middle of making now, is kind of do a little bit of the in-between. So don't drive myself crazy, you know, trying to force myself to produce thoughts and remember them and write them down and not forget and all that, but also not totally leave it up to fate to remember, in a way. Totally not go like the full all natural way, but do a little something in between. So if I had a thought that I liked a lot, made a little mental note in it, I didn't write it down or anything, but then every, say, like hour or two, just remind myself what I wanted to talk about throughout the day. So that's what I did, and it's going pretty good so far. So we'll see how the rest of this video goes and what I decide to do tactic wise, I guess. But yeah, so that was kind of my thought process behind this video today, because like I've mentioned in earlier videos, we're always trying to get a little bit better every day in some way, shape, or form. But this next thing that I want to talk about, again, it was a very small thing that I noticed, but if you haven't learned already, I'm kind of a deep thinker. But it was just me from the team in the office today, so I had my lunch by myself, which I'm totally secure with, so don't worry about me. So I had my lunch, and then I still had plenty of time left in my lunch break. We get an hour at the company I'm at, so I decided just to walk around, go outside and walk around. I'm a big fan of getting some vitamin D, some sunlight on your skin, and getting some steps in every day. So that's kind of what I do when it's just me in the office. Is I eat, and then I go outside and I walk around, and it's a business campus that I work on, so it's really nice. You know, they have sidewalks and some like paved little walkways. It's really nice. They take really good care of the place, so that's really cool. So I'm walking, and I found a bench. I've slowly started to claim the bench because no one else really seems to sit there besides me during at least the time of the day that I normally take my break. So I found my bench, and I sat down, and I kind of just and this is again something that I can speak more on in other videos, but I kind of just sit down. I put my phone face down on my side, and I just kind of let my thoughts flow and try to listen to my soul a little bit. And so I'm doing just that, and I'm sitting on this bench, and there's a little like plant bush a few feet away from me, and so I'm kind of looking at it, and I'm seeing all these little bumblebees kind of buzz around this flowery little bush. And so I'm just watching them do their thing, and I'm like, yeah, like, okay, like, you know, they're bees. This is what they do. They pollinate flowers and take care of the hive, and that's what they do. That's their purpose here. They wake up, they go to work, they pollinate, and they come back and they take care of the hive, and they go to sleep, and they wake up and they do the same thing the next day. And it didn't take me long to realize that that's what humans kind of do too. And you can look at ants. You can look at ants and see that they do the same thing as the bees, and we do the same thing as the bees, so we do the same thing as the ants. And I'm sure you can make all these comparisons to what bugs we behave like. But yeah, so I had a moment where I realized that we kind of do the same thing as bees, and the question kind of came up in my head of, should it be that way or should it not be that way, that we behave generally in the same way that bugs do. We wake up and we go to work, and we come home and we take care of the house, and then we go to sleep, and then we wake up and we do the same thing all over again, and we do that every day for an extended amount of time, for many years. So going back to the question of, should we be that way or should we not be that way? Me, I like to believe that I'm more of an optimist than a pessimist, and I believe that humans shouldn't be that way. My personal beliefs will, I'm sure, be quite different from what yours are, but and I don't mean to drag religion into this, but again, your beliefs are your beliefs, and I have full respect for what that is for you. But I believe that, humans are God's greatest creation on this earth, and that we honestly shouldn't be doing the same things that, say, the bees and the ants are doing. I think that the bees and the ants' purpose is to, wake up, go to work for the colony or the hive, and come back and then take care of the colony and the hive, and go to sleep and wake up and do the same thing next day. That's what I believe their purpose is here on the earth. And I don't believe that it's the same thing, or it should be the same thing for humans. I think that we are very blessed to be human beings, and that we have much greater potential as society and as humanity to do far greater things than what majority of us currently do. So no, I don't think that we should behave on a daily basis like the bees and the ants. And that's kind of a crazy sentence, but I think if you think about it to the same degree that I do, I think it's true, and I don't want to say I hope that you agree with me, but you can at least see where I'm coming from. You can at least understand my train of thought. So yeah, I know we're kind of nearing a rabbit hole with this subject, which again, unfortunately, I think would be a better thing to talk about on another day, because it would be a lot to kind of go through and unpack and talk about, and I just don't think we would have enough time today to talk about something like that. We can definitely talk about it at some point, and if you guys want, it can be sooner rather than later, because I think it would be a very deep and interesting and meaningful thing to talk about that could spark a lot of ideas and thoughts of your own, which, as always, would be awesome. But yeah, I do think that humans are God's greatest creation. And again, your beliefs as to everything about that is your beliefs. No judgment over here. But I think that we were put here to do much more than just exactly what I'm doing right now, which is, wake up, go to your 9 to 5, come home, eat, maybe toss on some Netflix and go to bed, and wake up and do the same thing the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And then before you know it, you're 65 years old, doing the same thing every day. And yeah, that idea doesn't really, and that concept doesn't really sit right with me. I don't think you can do that. I'll be nice to you though. Yeah, all good, no worries. She's nice, so it's okay. She actually, yep, there you go. So that's going to bring me to another point. She lives right there. So this actually connects really well to another thought that I had today by coincidence, is that there's a quote that one of my professors at school taught us, is that you should always be curious and never judgmental with people. And if you watch the video from 2 days ago, it's very similar to what I kind of talked about for a while. And so I guess I'll tell this story that just happened just now, which is a really cool thing. This has never happened before, right? You're kind of getting a live show, so to speak. But yeah, so I'm at this traffic light just now, and it's a one-lane thing. It can fit 2 cars, but it's a one-lane thing. And this lady in this SUV, I totally think she's cheating. You know, she's trying to cheat the system, and she's making this one-way thing a 2-lane thing so she can get home faster or something. And I don't know, you know, I judged her too quickly. You know, I made a mistake. I judged her too quickly. I thought she was being selfish. That wasn't good. I thought she was being selfish and doing a bad thing. But no, it turns out that she literally just lived right across the road, like directly in front, across from the traffic light, and she was just trying to get home. So she wasn't doing anything wrong whatsoever. So I guess if you believe in destiny, then that's a pretty cool thing that happened just now. But yeah, so since that happened, I'll relay the message to you, because it just clicked with me, of be curious and not judgmental towards other people, because you never know what the truth and what reality actually is for that person. You probably know nothing about them and what they've been through and what they believe, or anything like that. I could have spoken a million words, but I probably wouldn't have made much sense. So anything like that. So yeah, be curious and not judgmental. And I think with that, I'm starting to get pretty close to being home now. So a little shorter of a video today, I guess, to make up for the other video that I'll post today, which was quite extensive. It was probably almost an hour longer than this one was today. But yeah, just good day today. Slowly got better. This whole thing is starting to come a little easier and smoother for me. So getting a little 1% better day by day. And someone who's probably watching this would say I drank my milk and I got 2% better. And I think I'd agree with him today. Today was a good day. And one last thing that I'll just throw you is that it's always a good day. And I'm not gonna sound like a broken record, because you probably know what I would say by now, but it's always a good day. So with that, I'm just about home. I'll have a double upload today because I fell asleep when I got home and I didn't upload yesterday's video, so I'll do a double upload today. Who knows when I'll make the next TikTok. Bear with me, I'm slowly figuring it all out as always, but yeah, I'm human, I'm not perfect, so don't stress too much. But yeah, I'm home now, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for listening, as always. Thank you, and yeah, we'll talk soon.